So Yoni, as far as the value of it, imagine a company that's doing well on Amazon, and now they are at the crossroads, because as you know, you can't go into multiple different directions at the same time. So you have to focus and build one channel at a time. So what is a higher value? Launching a Shopify channel, for example, versus launching an international marketplace. I may be going into Canada, Mexico is the easiest one under the unified login with Amazon, or European market. So which one, in your opinion, is higher value?
Again, it really comes down to the situation and the prospective buyer and what they're looking for. But what I would say is there's pros and cons to both. So I would say, let's take the defined buyer out of the equation. I would say if you are to expand through Amazon and move into Canada and the EU and Germany, far easier from a launch perspective, from getting it off the ground. You understand the system. Obviously, it's a new environment, but it's not all that different. That's going to increase the value. Period. If again, coming back to like what our driving principles are, if the EBITDA is there and the revenue growth is there, and we've achieved the goals that we've set out. On the other side, though, if you look to launch D2C, or D2C makes up a 1% of your total sales, if you can take that to 10 or 15 or 20% of total revenue and maintain that value, then all of a sudden a few things happen. One, you're diversified, and so there's a degree of risk mitigation that you're not totally centralized in a single platform. We all know the fears and the things that can keep us up at night being Amazon sellers, and something could change, and we're fighting the good fight and trying to solve for a lot of these problems. When you have that degree of diversification, that adds, I would say, or helps to increase the prospective buyer pool for a couple of reasons. I'd say one, if someone was totally concentrated on Amazon, didn't have a D2C footprint at all, and they were like, I can run this business, it makes sense with my product portfolio, and now I can actually launch onto D2C because I have their processes, their SOPs, and how they're approaching it. And that becomes intrinsically valuable. So coming back to it, if you understand what your prospective buyer pool looks like, and I would say you feel confident that you can actually launch on D2C. If you're not there, I would say candidly, much harder to launch D2C and start with media, like real media buying strategies outside of Amazon and proper traffic and website optimization, conversion rate optimization. It's harder and more expensive, but you own the relationship with the customer long term, and so there's a higher valuation over the course of time in terms of what that business is worth. But if you're in the D2C camp and then you launch onto Amazon, I would say absolutely, if the product makes sense inside of the marketplace, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm hearing from you is launching in other marketplaces within the Amazon ecosystem is not as much a diversification as launching your own D2C channel.
Again, it depends on the prospective buyer. Like, it depends on who is buying the brand. And what I'm saying is, if you can get it up and running and have that D2C, I'd say, I think it opens up the opportunity more. But that said, it could also have, like, if we look back to a couple of years ago, if you're, aggregators weren't interested in buying brands that had a D2C footprint. They just wanted to aggregate Amazon-focused businesses. And I still think that there are people and businesses with that mindset. So again, like everything I'm sharing, I just take it with a grain of salt, guys, because you really have to know who you're going to, potentially sell to.